So around a year ago, I was making a song that I really liked, and I thought to myself, I want to get another artist on this track. I want to collab with somebody. I picked up my phone and opened Instagram only to realize that I don't have any friends that make music. This left me with the question, what is the best way to network with artists or even just people in the music industry and maybe even land a collab? I often wondered if it was even possible because I'm such a small artist, or if the secret was just lots of money. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about, and by the end of this, you'll know my exact method of how I started connecting with artists and building real relationships within the music industry. So you want to know if it's possible as a small artist, or maybe why people aren't replying to your DMs? This seems off topic, but in order to understand this, I need to backtrack a couple years ago to when I took a family camping trip. I met a kid, he was probably around 8 years old. For the sake of this video, we'll just call him Little Johnny. At first, he just came up to me and said hi. I said hi back, and he asked me if I wanted to play catch. I said yes, and so I played catch with him for about 20 minutes. Now this by itself wasn't that bad, until I told him I was going to go back to my camper. As I was walking back, I heard footsteps behind me, and sure enough, I looked back and it's Little Johnny asking me if I want to be friends. Now, I didn't want to crush a little 8-year-old's heart, so I said, yes, I'll be your friend, which ended up being a mistake. When I got back to my camper, he literally just let himself in and started eating all of our snacks, going through all of our stuff, just kind of being nosy, had no clue who the kid was, just going through our stuff. Now, I'm a pretty patient person, so on the first day, this was manageable, but he did this for the whole camping trip, and by the end of it, I was completely sick of it. So you're probably wondering where this ties in with music. Many small artists do the exact same thing with their online presence. It starts by them sending maybe a simple DM to their favorite artist or something like that. If the artist accepts their DM, the smaller artists usually tend to jump on this and kind of just smother the bigger artists and use them for their resources, just like the kid did to me. So is it possible to network as a small artist? Yes, but you can't scare people off like that. Most of the time, asking for something simple, like 30 seconds of their time, and ask them if they can give you advice on one of your songs, does you more good than asking for a collab or a feature or something of the sorts. If you're not careful, people can quickly label you as needy and not want to build a genuine relationship with you. So I'm sure you're still wondering what the method is. I personally have tried a ton of different ways of networking with people. I used to be guilty of just sending out a lot of DMs to big artists in hopes that they would want to work with me, but honestly, I was kind of just making a fool of myself. No, I'm not claiming that my method of connecting is the best, but it has worked for me. So typically, I like to use Instagram. I don't just send out DMs to people though, like I used to. There's actually a method to this. You have to work your way up to that point by first becoming a fan of the artist you're trying to work with. That way you can get their attention. I usually take like a day or two to scout out artists that I want to work with and just simply give them a follow. Then maybe the next day I log on and check if they posted anything new. If they did, I'll leave them a like. Then maybe the next day it's another like. But then maybe on the third day it's a like and a comment. And then, fourth day you're leaving another comment. Eventually they'll start replying to these comments. And this is when you jump the gun. When you see that they are consistently replying to your comments, you have their attention. That's your moment. That's when you shoot a DM and you want to leave a comment on one of their videos, but tell them that you sent them a DM. Because they were replying to all your other comments, that means they're seeing them, and it's almost guaranteed to get their attention that way. Just don't come off too strong in your DMs. Start by maybe just complimenting their work and starting like a casual conversation about it. You don't immediately want to get to business. Eventually, over time, using this method, you will build actual relationships, not just business, you know what I mean? And hopefully, if you build a strong enough relationship, that's when you're able to collab with them. All right, before I get to point 3, I just wanted to let you know that I opened up a Fiverr page. So if you want your songs mixed by me or mastered, I will do that. Now the question still stands whether or not you should be investing a lot of money into this, especially for features and collabs. Last summer I got my first job and I decided to start investing into my own music journey. Don't let this scare you, but I did end up paying a couple $100 for a marketing service. It ended up being a huge scam and I ended up just getting a bunch of bot plays. That was all it was. But I was okay with that because I had told myself beforehand, I'm comfortable setting aside X amount and investing, and even if everything goes south and I lose everything that I invested, I'm okay with that because it's another route crossed off the list that I don't have to go down again. It's another option tried, another way tried. Now, how does this tie in with really networking? Well, a lot of times when you ask for features or collabs, they will tell you that they charge. So that's up to you on whether or not you think it's worth it. For me, I said I'm gonna put this amount into marketing, and if it goes bad, it goes bad, but at least I tried. And it's the same thing with that, Find a budget that you're comfortable with and stick to it. If that's nothing, you're just starting out and want to go completely free, that's an option too. Just know that you will get turned down by some people, and that's okay. You have to keep trying, keep doing this. And yeah, Instagram is definitely the way to go. Just kind of try to interact with people on there. Again, don't forget about my Fiverr page, and have a nice day.